Today, I'm going to tell you one of the real stories of my life. This incident took place in my life when I was the student of intermediate arts. Those days, I lived in Simdega. It was a subdivision then. It was not a big town, but for me, it was good because all kinds of study materials were available there. Besides, I spent most of my daytime in college library. There I could read different kinds of books of different authors. I liked my college from the beginning because all the lecturers and professors of my subjects were scholarly persons. They were disciplined and well mannered. I learned many good qualities by following them. I was a simple and easygoing boy from a village. After some months, I made a few friends. All of them were cultured and well mannered. They belonged to wealthy families, but there was no discrimination amongst us. Within 6 months, I became popular among all the students of my class because I used to respond all the questions asked by the professors. In summer vacation, I went home. As I told earlier, I belonged to a village. It was a simple village without electricity and metal rod. From my childhood, I used to take regular exercise. I used to run 10 kilometers every day, 5 kilometers in the morning and 5 kilometers in the evening. But there was not any playground near my house. For this, I went regularly to a hockey ground. It was situated beside a hill with dense forest. It was a deserted place. Villagers used to play hockey in that field only on Sunday. So it was a suitable place for me as I wanted to run there without being disturbed. One day, as usual, I went there in the evening and started running ceaselessly. I ran there until I was completely exhausted. Then I decided to go back home. I looked at my wristwatch. It was 9 p.m. I started strolling towards my house. I had to cover the distance of 2 kilometers from there. I was feeling loneliness, so I started crooning. It was a lovely love song in Nagpuri language. It was a night with full moon. There was a queer calmness and tranquility everywhere. The sweet fragrance of mahua was making me intoxicated. The slow moving wind was refreshing me. Everything was according to me. It was a very pleasant ambience. No sooner did I take the road than I saw a girl standing beside the thorny shrub. I stopped crooning. She was wearing white sari with red border. She was fairly tall. She was very beautiful. I had never seen any girl in my village so beautiful as she was. Her complexion was as fair as alabaster. She had a smiling face. Her left cheek was covered with her long black and dense hair. She was smiling in an appealing way. She said me nothing. She was looking at me expectantly. I kept standing there for a few minutes. I was taken aback seeing a beautiful girl in that deserted place. Her appearance was alluring and her smiling face was tempting. After a few moments, I broke the ice. I said to her, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" She did not respond. "Where are you from? And why are you here?" I asked again. But she did not reply. I asked her several more questions. Whose daughter are you? What do you want? Are you in any trouble? Do you need my help? But all my questions were in vain. She did not utter a single word from her mouth. She neither spoke anything nor gestured. She was still standing in the same alluring position with her Juno like beauty. My mind was working sharply. Several imaginations came and went in my mind, but I could not come to the final conclusion. Then I started thinking about Gabriel Bhaiya. He also lived in my village only, but his mohalla was 3 kilometers away from my home. 2 days ago, he was crossing from my mohalla. I was sitting outside of my home. Seeing me, he came to me and asked whether I had seen his youngest daughter somewhere or not. She had fled away from home because of petty issues. He also added that he had been searching for her for 2 days. He was very unhappy. Listening to him, I also felt grieved. I consoled him that his daughter would come back soon. I had never seen his daughter. I did not recognize her. Therefore, that day, seeing a lovely girl in that deserted place, I thought that she might be Gabriel Bhaiya's youngest daughter. She was homeless and wandering here and there. So I said to her once again, "Are you Gabriel Bhaiya's youngest daughter? Come with me. I will take you to your house. I will make your father understand. He will not scold you anymore." But she did not tell me anything about her. She kept watching me continuously with her most appealing smile. I was standing hardly 20 yards from her on the road. The visibility was quite clear, as it was full moon night. I wondered a lot why she was not talking to me. If I was a stranger for her, she should have gone away her own way, but she did not do so. Then another thought came in my mind. I thought to ask her some more questions once again. Are you a college student? Do you belong to the next village that is westward of the hill? Still, she kept quiet. Then I stopped asking questions and suggested her. You must not go alone now. The forest is not safe for you at night. Wild animals may harm you. This time also, she did not reply to me. Her silence silenced me for a while. Her rudeness made me somewhat angry. I picked up a stick that was lying beside the road. Finally, I said to her, I asked you so many questions, but you did not answer me. I want to know your reality. Now, I am going to teach you a good lesson with this stick. Only then you will reveal your secret. I started moving towards her with my artificial anger. Just then, she also turned back and started moving towards the opposite direction. She began to walk towards the hill. I followed her. She kept walking gracefully, and I kept following her. After covering some distance, I felt that I was unable to catch her. She maintained the difference of 20 yards. Then a hyena crossed the road. He looked at me slyly for a moment and disappeared in the forest. Owls were hooting fearfully, jackals were howling fearfully, and a strange gust of wind was pushing me backwards. I could not understand what was happening there. Only I wanted to talk to her and know her reality. After that, she raced to the hill. She took the shortcut path to cross the hill. That path was in the middle of the hill. It was very narrow and not safe even in day. My mind was working rapidly. In the twinkling of an eye, my inner conscience suggested me not to move ahead. I stopped there on the road only. She went to the banyan tree. She kept standing there for 10 or 15 seconds. Then she turned back. She began to stare at me. Once again, I gaped her beautiful figure with long black hair. Her smiling face was lovely and inviting. She was standing under the banyan tree, holding its stem with her right hand. I was in the position of what to do or what not to do. Then she looked upwards, the banyan tree. She raised her hand, left hand, and indicated towards me. 5 or 7 big sized bats flew from the tree. They flew away in the open sky. I could not understand anything. Only I heard the fearful flapping sound of their large wings. After 2 or 3 minutes, all the bats flew back and started flying round and round over my head. I was totally unaware of them, so I could do nothing. I was only watching that most beautiful girl with charming face who was standing in front of me. After flying over my head about 5 or 7 times, all the birds flew back and disappeared in the thick branches of the banyan tree. After a few moments, a full sized wild mouse came out of the bushes to a small clearing. It was gnawing something gleefully. It squeaked twice or thrice, feeling my presence there. It looked to and fro and began to gnaw again. It was enjoying itself having the tasty food in the full moon night. Just then, an owl swooped at it and flew back, clutching the mouse with its strong claws. The mouse was squeaking terribly, as if it were asking me hopefully for its help. But I could do nothing for it. Ultimately, I thought to come back from there. I mustered up my courage and said to her, "Whosoever you are, you dwell here with your mysterious identity. Spare me, please. I'm going back to my own way. Don't try to follow me." Saying like this, I started running as fast as I could. She did not chase me. She neither chased nor harmed me. Only God knows who she was, whether she was a real girl or a rare spirit. But one thing is still in my mind, her beauty. She was an extraordinary beautiful girl. Thank you for watching my video and listening to my real story. If you like my story, please like and subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for further updates. Thank you.